to Monday Magic. Today is the day where we are going to be visiting the lion coming out of the woods. Are you that lion coming out of the woods? I am Carol, and I have the honor to be here today to support this community and be a face of Monday Magic. I put my hand up and said thank you to Shri and Kira when they did offer me to do this because of all the community. Because for me, I felt like I needed to come out of my comfort zone. And this offer is for all of you. It's scary to begin with, but it's so exciting to feel that we're actually making a difference. So today's lesson is book 5 of the Lost Books of the Essene. And this is the lion stepping out of the woods. And it's also a powerful moment at the moment because we're about to come into a full lunar eclipse. The energies are strong. The energies are pulling us all together. So I'm just noticing the energies that are moving us all together. So each week on Monday Magic, we gather together as community, having our favorite little beverage with us and been sitting comfortably and being in a space that we can honor for ourselves. For this is your time. This is your time to just be with divine, be with your divine self as the messages come through Shri and Kira as they share more and more about the angelic realm helping us at this time. We are in concentric time, and it does feel like we're spinning out of control sometimes. But sometimes when you come hand on heart and take a nice long deep breath, let's do that now. How about we take a nice long deep breath in and do an Ave Sa breath now. So breathing in with the inhale, Ave, and slowly breathing out, Sa. Welcoming everyone, seeing Dana and Sue in the chat. The chat is open today. The Q&A, if you are registered and part of the Zoom, then the chat is open today, and Shri and Kira will be taking questions on the Q&A only. If you are catching us on YouTube and you have not registered, please register. All your money, all the donations go towards helping the local Indigenous Kenyari people in Ecuador, and as I believe is going to be spreading out across the world. So every single dollar counts, and it's a donation. It's your choice of a donation. Also, it's good karma. What you give out comes back in tenfold, coming back to the beautiful heart that we are. And thank you to everyone who has registered, who is part of this beautiful community. Thank you. Every single dollar that you have given and supported, and your presence only makes this expansion even better, for we are a community of soul brothers and sisters. We are traveling this crazy world together, and we can do it in such beautiful peace, love, and joy, especially being part of this community. So what else would I like to share with you? I'd like to share that if you do want to do this, if you do want to do what I'm doing here today and come from your beautiful part of the world, wherever that is, and to be present and to share with the community of beautiful, loving people that you can only feel love coming back. It's such an opportunity to step out of woods, to be that lion stepping out of the woods. My name is Carol, and welcome if you have just joined us from YouTube or on the Zoom chat. And we are here today to have the excitement of going through the next installment, which is book 5 of the Lost Books of the Essene. This is moving us now in from being in a working on self to a mastery presence. If you haven't had a look at Mastery Presence 2022, there is so much opportunity for us to be supported in this out breath of our existence on this planet. It is a time for us to be able to stand in our power and say, yes, I am that lion, and I am out of the woods, and I am here to be of service to others. So thank you, everybody, for being here today. It is my deepest, deepest gratitude to be part of this wonderful community, where we continually support each other and cheerlead each other on. And I just want you to know that my life is very, very different in a magical way just by being part of this community. So now I am going to invite our beautiful teachers, Master Lady Kira Ra and Wisdom Teacher Sri Ram Kaur, to come and join us and share the wonderful ascensions of the week and open up and decode this lesson, this book that we all know so well from many, many times when it had first been released in 2008, and it would honestly be written for today. It cannot be more timely. It cannot be more timely with this lunar eclipse, with this change in planetary alignment, and 2022. Woohoo! Let's go. Let's do this together. So welcome in now. Shri, there you are. Hello.
Namaste.
How
Hello,
are you?
beloved Carol.
Namaste.
Oh, sweetheart, what a gift. What a gift. You know, sincerely, every word that you have been sharing, we have just been sitting here receiving. And I know that everyone is receiving equally as beautifully as we are, especially from your beautiful space down there in Australia, from our place on the other side of the equator as well here in Ecuador. As always, it's a blessing to be with you. Thank you for the gift and the honor.
Oh, thank you for the gift and the honor too. Thank you.
You are welcome. And so we are going to release you back so that you may receive all of that beautiful love from the community that you were sharing. And for all of you that are in the chat, whether you're over at YouTube or whether you're over at Zoom, please make sure that you are going to go ahead and give your love and sharing to Carol wherever you may be.
It is a beautiful, beautiful day, a beautiful night. It is magical Monday, I must say.
I think you are, and I love it. I love it, don't you?
And yes, as Carol has shared, it's going to be a powerful sharing. And before we get into the wonderful teaching for tonight,
although I think we're already in it, right? You already feel it, right? Because this is an energy. This is a big one because everything's different.
And I want to remind each of you, we have a few announcements, but before we get there, I want to remind you, be present to your breath. The breath is your gateway to dissolving the density Velcro, the things that would interrupt your presence, and especially the Avesa breath. To breathe in Ave and to release Sa. And we teach this almost every time we're together. This is one of the magic keys to dissolving that which would interfere with your peace, love, and joy.
Taking a breath. Let's do that again. Remember to smile. Shri, guide us again.
All right. Bringing your eyes to the divine, inhaling Ave, Sa.
And really inviting the blessing of you to anchor even more. So welcome to Monday Magic. And Shri and I want to open up by sharing, hey, if you haven't noticed, things are shifting around here. And let's begin over at YouTube right now. If you are not already subscribed to our official Shri and Kira YouTube station, you want to make sure you're subscribing right now. And simultaneously, you want to be subscribing over at Oneness Talk Radio, our other YouTube station. Remember, there are two, and they are both growing fast with a lot of behind the scenes excitement that I am bursting at the seams to tell you about, and I can't. Just get subscribed now. Tell everybody you know, because what's coming is going to blow your mind.
Absolutely. And maybe what's right here, right now, could be a little bit mind-boggling.
Well, I hope it is.
Because I noticed over in the chat, someone asked, is that a bear behind us?
No. Now, okay, guys, first of all, before we have the flashlight ready, and I know you're all taking a guess. So before we shine the light on this beautiful being behind us, maybe bring your hands to your heart. When Shri and I were in the Yucatan, when we were at the sacred land that we are so blessed to be custodians of, It was our very last night there, and it was late at night,
Late.
9, 10 o'clock at night, that we happened to be in this incredible gallery, would be the only place I could call it, which was in the middle of a whole bunch of tourist stores in Merida. This was the one where the artisans walk in with the real art.
Yeah.
And so as Shree's getting ready, you ready? You ready? Hands to heart. Oh, no. Wait, sweetie.
Pretty bright.
Let's, okay. First of all, do you see his eyes? Do you see the eyes? Look at that. Woo, maybe it's too bright, Shree. I don't know.
It's pretty bright flashlight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me see if I make it a little more diffuse.
Oh, fabulous. That's
There
it.
we
That's
go.
it. And so there it is. Oh my gosh, Shree, fabulous. No. Back. Hold it. No,
Whoa,
there.
there it
Okay, a
is.
little bit there. You notice this being is alive. That being is handmade glass beads that are smaller than the beads on my bracelet. And it took how long?
Well, they work on this for 3 months straight to
Yeah.
create one.
Yeah, and it is extraordinary, and it is blue, and it is even more magnificence than we are able to offer you. There, more of the energy of seeing it right now. And on one side of it, right here, that hanging there, that pendant is the pendant of Ombudsman that came home with me per the request of Ombudsman and confirmation by his son, Cesar Maynor, the lineage holder of Ombudsman. And on the other side is the first luminosity temple that was created in the moment of the now for malasforascension.com. And I have that there representing the Master Lady Kira Ra, and it's hanging on a wisdom strand of garnets, of these beautiful garnets. And so I'm inviting you right now to feel that unification, because this beautiful blue jaguar has on here up top it's a peyote flower that's literally blooming in its star consciousness area, and hand painted eyes. Very beautiful experience. And the reason that we wanted to start here is this is our little mini library area in our private space.
There's the books.
This is in our home right now. These are all my Bhagavad Gitas. The one whole side is just Bhagavad Gitas and Mahabharatas. And this is a very sacred space for Shree and I. And so we wanted to invite you into that space with us to receive the 2022 that has already begun and is before us now, and part of everything that's unfolding this evening. So welcome.
Welcome indeed.
Yeah.
And I know many of you are already feeling the profound energy that is leading us right into 2022.
Mm-hmm.
As Master Lady Kira Ra has hinted, it is indeed calling forward your mastery. And we are at a time of no more sitting on the fence,
Yeah.
no more quietly hiding behind the curtain. Be who you are. And
Capital B-E, right?
Be that which you are, so that all may be that which is to be. And that is a divine harmony is unfolding as we claim with full trust our authenticity.
Yes. It's all you can say is yes. So in the spirit of that, yes, in the spirit of the moment that is here right now, you are already in the energy of 2022. In so many ways, it feels like we are in the new year. I feel as if we are at January 1. And, it's kind of fascinating because over the past few days, because of the deadline, I have to meet each month for the submissions to Sedona Journal of Emergence. I've really had to be forced to gaze deeply into 2022 and deeply into January. And a profound ensoulment came forward earlier today, in addition to this one. And so for those of you that have the Zoom, when you receive the video recording with this PDF, you will also receive as a bonus an early release. This will be in the Sedona Journal of Emergence, but not until January. It's the January issue. You will receive it now. You need to know this. This is important information. And we are grateful that you are here, because we are at the moment where the balance of all energy will be and is already being affected by the ability for the divine mastery presence to ascend into this form, this body, to be able to sustain and hold the sea of neutrality inside of the cosmic ocean, thereby assisting the all to be in this moment of continuation. We are at the moment of the continuation of consciousness. And so through that, those of you that have already been with us, we had our first gathering of the Divine Mastery Presence Experience last Tuesday. We are going to have our second gathering tomorrow. Those of you that were there, put in the chat, how was your experience? What's going on for you? The moment of igniting the sacred sequence of incarnation at the level of our Divine Mastery Presence, without doubt, is right now.
Yes.
There is a clarion call. And in that ensoulment that happened today, that came through on behalf of the Sedona Journal request, yet I'm so clear needs to get out there early for those of you that are saying, yes, I am a master. Yes, I am going to carry this. The Divine Mastery Presence of 2022 is going to need all of us to hold each other's hand in the sacred circle, keeping our focus in the center of that circle as the illuminated experience of the continuation of consciousness to sustain the sea of neutrality and to learn what it is and to learn what it is not. Because the misinformation around what this sea of neutrality is that which seeks to stop you from diving in. The sea of neutrality is the most active space of consciousness, because from there, the broader picture is all you see. Thereby, the neutrality is the experience of love in motion through your divine mastery presence while in this specific body of form, which we have not collectively done before. There have only been those of us that have touched it, and I own that I am in it. As you are ready to be, or we would not be able to offer or ignite this with you. The 2022 journey is now. It is not starting January 1. It is now. And that condensation of time, that feeling that all of the potentialities are coming in, is either going to be an overwhelming, oh my God, I can't handle this, or it's going to be the ignition of the mastery presence being that you are.
Yes.
Breathe that in, because that's why this baby came home with us. And that's why tonight, the lion is coming out of the woods or not. However, either way, you will be clear. And so there's a lot of things that are happening.
And so we invite you to consider bringing your consciousness, your energy, your alignment to your authenticity through the grace and support of this community and the teachings that are coming forward. If you go to shriankira.com and click at the upper right of the homepage, there's a little button where you can learn more about events. And you can scroll down there and discover the mastery journey for 2022.
It's already begun.
It has begun with the soul charting and the ascended numerology that is being shared and taught live every Tuesday. It's just begun. You can get in, you can grab the replays and give yourself the foundation for understanding that you chose to take birth, you chose to be in this timeline, and you chose to be of service to the awakening and the expansion of love at this time. And with that clarity, it gets easy.
Yes, and the doubt dissolves. And tonight, that ensoulment weaves right into this. It really does. Now, if you are standing up and you are one of those people that, like Shri and I, are saying, you know what, I love cultures, I love moving around, I love traveling, I love meeting other people, and I love serving. Well, we do want you to know that right now at this moment, we have several residential opportunities available right here at Tosa Blue Mountain. These residential opportunities are for those of you that feel called to help us build this new world that we are building. We are coming together in the values and experience of the new world, and it is building here rapidly, and we need help. So if you have a service to offer, if there is something that you would like to see if it fits in here, and you'd like to just know more, why don't you give us a buzz, send an email to Sue at support@selfascension.com and let us know where your interest lies.
We are expanding. There are gardens that need help. There is a kitchen that would love support. There are people coming who are seeking guidance. There's all kinds of ways to support.
These are not volunteer positions. We want to be clear. We are not seeking volunteers for that. We are looking for volunteers for Clinica Linda. You want to come down and lend your help at Clinica Linda while you're hanging out here at a reduced rate? Please, we need your help. These are specifically an opening for someone who would like to really partner with us as it comes to Tosa Mountain Retreat and be able to help others experience Tosa Blue Mountain. Those of you that may have a passion, have always wanted to run your own restaurant, why not run it here? So start there, let your imagination go up into the universe, let your biggest dream expand, and then
share the dream with us. Let's look for the fit.
If your heart lies there. And of course, last but not least, we want to remind you that tonight, Shri and I will be, because we are sharing with you in a new way, we're in the way that we're calling forward, the way you'll see in a moment that it's weaving, the Q&A will be open for questions about the material we're sharing all night long. So if you're over here in the Zoom, you'll just put it in the Q&A, and we will be responding to questions about the material and the things that we're saying, so that we can assist this energy to expand even more. And again, we invite you to please spread the word and make sure you're subscribing to both Official Shri and Kira and our Oneness Talk radio stations here at YouTube.
We welcome you, and we are so delighted that you are participating.
Yes, get to know the community, and over here at Zoom, it's robust as well, very robust in both spaces. So get to know both, dash between the two, have some fun.
Absolutely.
All right, so Shri, let's go ahead. I want to show you guys, I want to take you right now to the up level calendar. And the one thing I do want to share with you is that I am excited, I mean, really excited to share with you that the 2022 up level calendar will be out this month. I don't want to commit to exactly which day. I do have my own personal day in mind, but I've decided not to let that overlay where the universe may want that to fall. And so look at the calendar, as Carol so aptly mentioned when she so beautifully opened this evening. We are in a full moon experience right now. We are waxing. Everything is building, building, building. I feel like the little train. It's like, I think I can, I know I can.
Yeah,
yes, yes,
climbing.
yes, right? And look at the wheel of consciousness. We have that beautiful healing energy of consciousness with that open mouth that's really breathing life into that watery movement and the fire of creation, all of it in this week. This week has all three energies, and it really is the only week this month that so profoundly has that trinity as the movement. Notice that this is the dragon, this is the naga, and this has been a year of the flying nagas. This has been the year of that grand protection. So as you're on the naga right now, right, you are the one riding the dragon right now, really commanding this beautiful dragon phoenix, this lion energy. All of it is coming in. When this calendar was put out last year, we had no idea we would be unfolding these lessons now. And as the lion comes out of the woods, this is the week where the lion actually creates the movement and says, I am here.
Yes.
This is your week to come out of the woods, stop hiding and say yes. Say yes. And this is when that moment of divine mastery presence is looking you in the face, because this Friday, the 19th, it is not just a full moon. It is not just a full moon lunar eclipse. It is the trifecta, right? It is a full moon lunar eclipse up level moment. This is a massive moment, and it's happening on the 19th. And the 19th is all about the 1 plus the 9, which equals the 10, which is the 1 plus the infinite again. It is about the 1 plus the infinite. It is saying your divine mastery presence is right here, right now. Imagine that by this time next year, you have this level of knowing of your ascended presence, that you have the capacity to be commanding the law of instantaneous manifestation, that you are so clear about your mission that nothing else can interfere, that you have had your hand as you have held other hands for that year, growing, expanding, and feeling safe enough to do the work that maybe you've never allowed yourself to do before. That's the moment before us right now. Be part of this journey. You are being called. If you are here right now, if you are watching this right now, it's because you already know deep within you, this isn't an accident. You didn't just show up here tonight. No matter how you got here, no matter who put you here, you're here because deep inside of you, you already know. But the deeper question is, what are you willing to do about it? What are you willing to do about it? Are you willing to give you a chance to actually do something about the consciousness that has caused an imbalance? Mm-hmm. And that all you have to do, here's the gift, right? And this is why I love my baby here. Don't we love our baby? Isn't he beautiful? But here's all you have to do. You just have to say yes to you. I mean, it's that easy. You just have to say yes to you. And the universe is looking you right in the eye right now and saying, hey, you, are you ready to say yes to you? Because you're worth it. And if you aren't ready to say yes to you, then you need to look deeply into all the other lies that you're telling yourself, because it begins with that. And I will just humbly share that I am so grateful for the moment when I looked in a mirror over 20 years ago, and it finally hit me that the only thing I had in common with everything in my life that kept repeating in its cycle was me. And that when I really got that, the first blessing that happened was Shri showed up 6 weeks later. Are you ready to go deep? Are you ready to trust yourself enough? Can you say yes to you? Because if you can, we will hold your hand through the entire year, starting right now, because we are already in it. And you do not need to do this alone, nor is it meant to be hard. It's meant to bring you into a moment of literal, we're going to teach you how to reverse age. We're going to show you and walk you through the processes of how we eat, what we're doing, how to sustain. We have not been able to offer this to you for two reasons. Number one, it has taken me almost 3 full years to anchor it. And number two, consciousness had to come with it. So the question is, are you part of the first wave? Because at one point or another, you're going to ride the divine mastery wave, or you wouldn't be here. But right now, the 5-star generals are being called, and we need you. We need you. So are you ready to actually do this, or do you just want to keep talking about it? Sincerely. And thank you for receiving that, because I want to go to the ascended numerology. Shri, let's put that up. And the ascended numerology for right now is a combo, right? It's the November and December ascended numerology together. Now, why is that being shown together? Because it's a mirror energy. November and December are mirroring each other in a profound way. And sincerely, just look on the right at the physical overlay of the sacred sequence and the way that the ascended numerology is affecting those of you that are in the divine mastery presence journey with us right now. If you were with us last Tuesday, everything that I shared with you last Tuesday apply here. If you weren't with us, just relax your eyes, relax your breath, and notice what you're noticing. Notice what you're feeling. Let go of your mind and just notice. It's all about your divine mastery presence. So much so that there is a warning of the potentiality of spending too much time out of body. This is very much about the divine mastery presence that knows, the divine mastery presence that animates this form knows exactly how to sustain this form and will continue to sustain this form for as long as it serves. And that's back to the divine directors who have shared that with us years ago. We're just living it, right? We're all just living it. And so in this moment right now, in the energy that is all about our divine mastery presence. It brings us to book 5 of the Lost Books of the Essene, because that's the other big news this week, is that this book is coming in this form in the energy of the waxing trifecta, full moon, lunar eclipse, up level.
Yes.
Right? You're already here, and we need to carry this into 2022. And let me share with you one of the biggest reasons why. January 1, 2022, literally January 1, 2022, we all wake up in the pre-phase of a Mercury retrograde. Does that give you just a hint of what's coming? And so we are able to right now be in this stunning, waxing, huge moment of creation. Let us bring that in as that new year energy. So when that beautiful pre-phase of the Mercury retrograde comes in on January 1, it meets this week. This week is that massive. So you feel that? You feel that? And if you're over here on Zoom and you have a question about that, you're welcome to share it. And we're going to move into another way to be sharing that we're going to continue with from now on. And that is, we do have the PDF. However, what we have experienced, and I was called back to remember the primer of the codes?
Yes.
Okay. So earlier today, as I was navigating both the new ensoulment that came in and this up level, I kept being shown primer of the codes, primer of the codes, primer of the codes, primer of the codes. And what became so evident was that when the primer of the codes came in, it clearly said, we have delivered all the work. Now we must teach you how to unlock it. And calling that in, and Shri and I going into deep conscious connection together, what we know is that what's birthing right now this evening is that as we offer the PDF, what we're here to do is, you'll read it, right? You have it, you can read it. We're here to help assist you to see the greater gift that is being offered, even through the up level PDF. Is that a good way to say that, Shri? Did I say that okay? I'm losing my pillows. Hold on, guys. I need to redo my chair.
So as we are called and guided to emphasize certain areas and to unlock them further, you will be with us in real time right now tonight as we do that.
Yes.
And I'm going to go ahead and get that PDF up on screen. And here we go. Let me clean up my own screen a little bit here while we're getting ready. So, beloved ones, I want to share with you that the Lost Books of the Essene are truly a pivotal sharing from our cosmic brethren. And when I say a pivotal sharing, what I'm referring to is that each book in this series carries information that is potent and powerful for this time in history. And it is historically accurate in so many ways. The wisdom of the Essenah has been present on this planet since its creation, and that we are reactivating, renewing, and remembering our own Essenah nature. The nature of you and you and you as a cosmic being of light who has given the gift of service by incarnating into form. Consider that for a moment. To move from the formless into form is an act of service. And it is an act of service to the one, it is an act of service to the wisdom, and it is an act of embrace to the allness. And allness is just that, everything. And so here we are at lesson 5 of the Lost Books of the Essene, which is indeed a very powerful sharing and invitation to step into your authenticity. And we're going to be exploring that a little further.
I'm going to be hanging out. I'm going to stand for a moment because I feel so much energy running through us right now. So I hope you guys don't mind that I'm just going to stand for a moment because it's just too exciting to sit. All right. So let's move in. And Shri, I really appreciate what you were just sharing. And you know, the lion steps out of the woods over the years. If you've been part of our radio shows or if you've been following the work at all, this is like the seminal, this is the big one, guys. This is like the one that most people would go to and say, if I had to pick one, right? Am I right on that, Shri? What do you think?
Well, I tell you, if I had to pick one, I would be.
It would be hard to pick.
I'd be biting my fingernails, so to speak, because there's a lot of wonderful wisdom. But in this series, this is indeed pivotal.
It is. And so the lion steps out of the woods is really an invitation. It's the universe saying, divine master, are you ready? Are you ready? That's really what the essence of this ensoulment is about, is that, are you ready? And given that you are ready, then we're going to treat you like the master you are. And here's what you need to know, and really pay attention to the energy of the, here's what you need to know as your mastery presence receives this ensoulment. All right, Shri.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. So they begin talking about this beauty. And I think that's really quite an extraordinary gift, don't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me just read this first couple of lines. What they're sharing here is many have held back or let go of the gift of beauty. And we are in a time of upliftment. We're in a time of divine blessing. So they're asking you to pause for a moment. What is beauty?
Well, I think this is really important because look at the society. Look at right now that, especially if we're going to try and lift into the sea of neutrality, then that would mean that we would need to transcend that which we define ourselves by, or what we consider to be beauty. And we happen to be existing where, if you are witnessing the third dimensional experience of consciousness right now, it's really all about that sense of external beauty, that false sense that is so allness, that it's about the external mutilation of the body to achieve a perception of a state. And this is where I think this is so valuable, because, you know, they're coming right in and they're saying, look, pay attention here. Here's what's going on. What's going on is that to truly understand beauty, I love this, to be beautiful is to be filled with the understanding, which means what? The left brain has relaxed, and the recognition of the divine beauty that exists in all and in allness.
To be able to look deeply and see the divine beauty in all.
Breathe that in. Yeah.
And I really, as a guy that has spent a whole lot of time in my mental body, in my pathway, I love it. I love this next paragraph, and I offer it to you humbly.
All right, let's receive.
We wish for you to understand the beauty of allness. Indeed, this is a powerful lesson.
Yeah.
Oneness is not a concept.
Breathe that in.
Or a little thing you write down and make a diagram of.
Yeah.
Oneness is the reunion of the precious gift, understanding, and integration of all beauty. Of all beauty.
So let's go back up to the top and remember, well, then what does that mean, right? What would be the all beauty? Well, it's that it exists, beauty exists in all and in allness. It is a limitless experience that goes outside the mind and that which seeks to limit it. And this is where they start introducing us into the idea of thoughts, and about how no matter what word we're giving, no matter what anybody says, no matter what you hear, you already have this like instantaneous affiliation with it. And I love this line in purple right here. So, okay, given all of that, to be thoughtless is to find true beauty. And I love how they say, and remember, this is not about selfishness. It's about literal less thought. And that because of this, and I love how they talk about that because we have been moving through time, and because we have been uplifting, and because we have been adapting and these up-level experiences, and all throughout this ensoulment, lots of references to the multidimensional spaces and the multidimensional times, lots of references to divine mastery presence and the witnessing of that. What they're saying here, Shri, and then please jump in, is this, and I think this is really profound to call in, is that all of that brought us to the ability to even be here now and have this conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Because as we have been cultivating mastery presence, we're cultivating the witnesser. And the witnesser is the being, the consciousness that can notice that you are in relationship to a thought or a concept, as opposed to in relationship to the fabric or the truth of the allness. And now hang out with this for a moment. We have been cultivated, we have been trained to, we define what beauty is, and then we look for something out in the field that matches the concept of beauty, as opposed to be thought less and simply be with the beauty and discover that beauty is all around and that all is beautiful.
Really let go of beauty having a defined limitation and just receive it, know it, be it. All right, let's skip ahead, because as we mentioned, we're not going to be going through the entire ensoulment word by word. We're going to be, however, really going through the key. And here's the key: the lion leaves the woods. Now, bring your hands to your third chakra, right? Because here's where they are first coming in and saying, look, we're treating you like a grown-up here. So as you come out of the woods, as you say, yeah, I'm coming out of the woods, there's just going to be two energies and you're going to receive them no matter what. So notice your solar plexus. The first one is this energy of divine empowerment that knows. What does it know, Shri?
I am safe to come out of the woods. I am safe to be seen in my power.
So breathe that in. That's the first energy. There's going to be that divine empowerment, or you wouldn't be walking out of the woods at all, right? And you have to know it. Right? You know you're safe, but there's also the energy that says what?
I am here from the energy of divine empowerment, and I offer my heart as the goal of your heart.
Now breathe that in. And I love where they say, now let's talk about that, because just coming out of the woods is courageous, right? So what does all this mean? Here's what it means. And we're going to read this word for word. Let's just bring a hand to our heart as Shri shares.
For a lion to come out of the woods means to expose itself, to be seen. It must be in great power to do this. The lion knows as it comes out of the safety of its den, its home, into full daylight, it is offering itself to all of the energies prepared to greet it. And each energy is carrying a different intent. Now
this is important, that basically the lion's coming out as a master and saying, I get it. I know this is, I'm aware. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the courage. I wouldn't be coming out of the woods at all. I'm coming out of the woods because I do know what's in front of me, because my eyes are wide open, because I'm not living in the illusion, because I have actually woken up beyond the illusion. And so in waking up beyond the illusion, I only am able to carry the energy of holding the sea of neutrality, thereby coming forward as a contributor so that the cosmic ocean may sustain the sea. That's the gift before us. And this is a huge invitation. I'm going to go back to this ensoulment because this is a really powerful invitation. And here it is, because to know that without judgment, right, which means you're at seventh dimensional capacity. Remember, we can only sustain seventh dimensional potentialities when we let go of judgment, right? That's when that sea of neutrality can appear. And then to hold that into that ninth dimensional total experience, that's when we release all ego and put on the benevolent crown that will always see the highest good of the service. fully aware that every energy is going to carry a different intent, and fully aware that they're all going to be there. This is important. So the energies that greet us, we're just going to go through these. There's the energy of the one who will receive it, right?
Right. So when you come forward as a lion in your
Right.
authenticity and your integrity and you share, there will be those that say, I see the beauty of this and I will not run away.
No, hey, love it. Come. Let's greet you, right? Pet me, right?
Yeah.
Right. All right. So, but then there's also the energy of the hidden one. So this is that one that's been actually sitting in the woods waiting.
And this is the one that seeks to hunt the lion. And as they say here, the lion is not afraid of being hunted. It knows there are those that are hunters that wait.
Yep.
And we do not shrink from that fear.
Well, I love if the energy of the lion is meant to become one with the hunter, then the lion transcends and understands this as well. That's very powerful.
Well, it is, because there's two levels here. There is the level of those that wish to steal or condemn or injure your authenticity.
Exactly.
And then there's, of course, the physical, those that would literally say, I wish you to
right.
go
I wish
away.
you harm. Right.
Yeah.
And then there are those who are just afraid, period. And they're just going to run away. The minute they see it, they're going to run away. And what's really valuable to remember on this one is that as a lion, when they run, and there will always be those who will run when you say yes to that which you are, the lion quietly sits, witnesses the run without any need to chase.
I know many.
And that's important.
Yes. Many of you in your lives, as you have championed your authenticity, have discovered that there are those in your circle that are serving these roles. There are those that wish to.
Sometimes they're not so happy you're happy.
Right. There are those that say, hey, well done. There are those that say, no, you go away. That's no good. And there are those who are afraid. And one of the things that this discernment is offering us is a reminder that in your power, there's no need to chase.
Nope.
There's no need to fight.
Nope.
There's only.
And there's nothing you did wrong.
Just be that which you are and witness that these three energies, the embrace, the hunter, and the fearful, will always be present in the face of your authentic lioness.
Lion, day, all of it. All right, let's go back to the PDF. So breathe that in. Just really feel that and breathe that in. All right. And so, beloved ones, you are at the powerful moment of the full energetic flow of enlightenment. Like it or not, it's happening. So the only thing left is, are you a cub or an adult as you walk through this? And that matters, because how do you seek to be and how do you offer this gift? And so let's talk about that, because they're saying, okay, so let's give you the deeper understanding. How is all of this leading up to being this book, right, of the Essene?
To understand and come out of the woods only happens after preparing yourself through self-understanding and presence.
Now look at all of that responsibility. OMG, or yes, right? It's saying, look, to fully understand, which means what? To fully relax the left brain, to allow the ego to relax enough, and to allow the master. That's what coming out of the woods is. It's when the master fully embodies the form and says, I am here. That can only happen after you give yourself the gift of self-understanding and presence. There's that seventh dimensional keyword again.
Absolutely. And what's here is releasing all the doubt that has held you back on other journeys.
Exactly.
It's important to understand that what they're referring to is the doubt and the self-judgment that would inhibit you from being that which you are.
Wow, breathe that in. So I love this. Sitting quietly at the edge of the woods to be seen by all is a gift of mastery. The lion does not need to come out and roar. The lion simply walks while declaring, I am here, through its very presence. You imagine witnessing a beautiful, confident, stunning, empowered, benevolent lion, fully consciously aware of all the potentialities, and yet still so deeply bowing to the service, walking out into the middle of the meadow. Breathe in that visual, because that's you, if you choose it to be.
And I love this reminder. There is no need to declare.
No.
There is presence. I am here is understood through my presence, and through the great presence, we discover true beauty.
Because the true beauty is the presence itself, once accepted fully into the form, so that the sacred union of eternal co-creation can be once more viscerally and tangibly discovered through this co-creative experience. Very powerful.
Absolutely.
Very powerful. And I love this down where it says it is standing with presence because it is aware and radiates. I am here and I am aware. To be aware, that's the embodiment of your awareness, is to discover the beauty within. And as you do, it's the beauty in all. All is one.
Yes.
All is one. All is one. And I love this, Shri, the seed of divine mastery presence.
Beauty is a seed of divine mastery presence illuminating for you now. In a world that has sought to disrupt it, freeze it, characterize it, minimize it, and gather it into a disrupted, manipulated expression.
Now, this is important because remember that just because these experiences are part of the potentialities of the allness doesn't mean that you have to succumb to them in any way. What this is a celebration that's saying, remember, when you let go of the illusion of beauty and you embrace the true beauty, that is the seed that begins the blossoming of that divine mastery presence as this illumination. You become the walking illumination. Very much, I always visualize this as the Master Lanto. You know, for those of you that may not know, the Ascended Master Lanto, just such a dear Ascended, dear one. When Lanto was in form, the people of the villages would know when Lanto is coming, because from miles away, the emanation of light would begin. And when it's dark, just a little pinhole is a lot of light. And the closer that light would get, the greater the illumination. And by the time Lanto would arrive, they would already be in the presence of greater light, simply by the arrival of light. You right now are in the presence of great light because we are here together. Feel your crown. Do you feel that? Do you feel that energy? Allow yourself the gift of saying yes to you. Divine Master to Divine Master, we ignite that sea of neutrality, learning what it is and what it is not. And we are supported through the cosmic ocean. So let's go back into that stunning PDF, right, Shri? There we go. All right, let's keep going because this one is huge. So I love that we talk about this pristine seed of the heart. I think that's just so beautiful.
Yes. Beauty, beloved ones, begins in the pristine energy of your heart center.
And it's all about water. And I love how they compare it all to the water and to the lakes. And as we get here, let's talk about that, because as we bring all that into the water and the lakes.
Discovering beauty in all experiences and actions invites you to swim in the pristine energy of your heart.
Feel that. Before we go any further, just, maybe bring your hands to your heart and relax your breath and just feel that pristine energy of your heart. Oh, there's that sea of divine neutrality. There's that seventh dimensional non-judgmental space. It's just been floating here.
To swim in the pristine energy of your heart sustains consistent, fulfilling nourishment to the body, mind, soul, and spirit.
Perfect balance. Perfect balance. When we swim in the pristine energy of our heart, it means that our ascended heart presence is fully activated. Thereby, our divine galactic blueprint has ignited, sustaining our higher presence so that the divine mastery presence of that which you are may fully integrate with this form in conscious awareness. Whew, and then
no longer requiring.
Nope, we're gonna go right there.
Okay, let's do that. Illuminating your divine mastery presence while witnessing the need for less sleep.
This will be one of the early signs or symptoms that you are calling the divine mastery presence in. And this is really important to understand. If you are having sleep issues that are not resolving, meaning sometimes if you are being awakened at the same time every day consistently and you are up, then get up and get longhand, use a candle. Don't use a lot of light. Longhand, have that pen and journal ready, have it right by your bed, have a very, very small, soft reading light if needed, and begin writing what you're experiencing. Because what's happening is that your divine mastery presence is trying to anchor. When the divine mastery presence anchors, what I have personally experienced during this experience is that I'm now at the point where 5 hours sleep is a solid night. And 4 is really okay. It's not that I'm not resting. It's not that I'm not in bed. It's that the body no longer requires the traditional sleep because it's being sustained from the frequency of the divine mastery presence. Thereby, the sleep is really just about what is needed for the basic replenishment of the body to be able to be available to the divine crystalline frequencies that are continually reverse aging, growing new hair, offering vitality and all of that energy to you. So I want you to breathe that in because that's what divine mastery presence does. But you have to really be able to say yes to it through the acceptance of the sacred sequence of incarnation, which is really the acceptance of the who that you are through the clarity of the why you are here now. That's the answer you get because it's so self-evident.
I want to offer you a little metaphorical piece here too. The need for less sleep also refers to the fact that you're happy being awake in the beauty.
And the creation is so profound and the stream of consciousness so connected that it's a different experience of what tired would be. Let's breathe that one in.
All right.
All right, Shri. So I love at the bottom here, they talk about how, look, if you do this, then all of the restoration, abundance, nourishment, love, connection, and beauty you could ever want is yours. And I love the way they do this. And remember that to want implies an unmet need. Like, what would you still want that you wouldn't already have? It's a fabulous mirror.
And there's also a reminder that your peace, your love, your restoration arises from your own heart. Mm-hmm. It does not require stimulation from an external, period.
At all. And so I love that they're saying, remember, we're here just to help you actually remember that to be thoughtless is to discover beauty. That's all it is. It's that easy. And they talk about referring us back to a book they've already offered. And I just want to mention to you down at the bottom, this is the reference to the Lost Books of the Essene, book 4. And so I love how they take us to talk about the thought. Right there.
All right, here we go. The experience of a superior thought is the first step in discovering true beauty.
Now we're going to take this one at a time. It's even in a different color. The experience of a superior thought, not the superior thought itself. They're inviting you into that mastery witnessing. Yeah. This is 7th dimensional experience because in the 7th dimension, with all judgment gone, you are open to the receptivity of the witnessing of the superior thought. So this is the actual experience of a superior thought. So I really want you to just kind of breathe that in as we share more, because that's just the first step is to arrive at the moment where you know you're having the experience rather than being focused on the thought itself.
So the experience of a superior thought does not question itself.
No.
It would not ever leave you feeling less than in any way, nor would it encourage you to judge another or share anything with another that would not uplift them. This is why to witness the thought is to understand the beauty that is within.
I love that.
So let's pause for a moment here. To witness the thought is to be in that divine, non-reactive space of seeing the beauty here as here is engaged with there.
Right? And everywhere. Here, there, and everywhere.
And so the moment we are not criticizing, judging, comparing, because all of those things refer to cerebral thought versus this superior thought.
And they're going to talk about that. So let's go back, because we want to really read this one to you and really have you receive what they're sharing. So now that we've shared what the experience is, let's bring our hands to our heart. And I'm just going to read the whole thing and just maybe even close your eyes. The experience of a superior thought is the first step in discovering true beauty. This is because the experience of the superior thought does not question itself. It would not ever leave you feeling less than in any way, nor would it encourage you to judge another or share anything with another that would not uplift them. This is why to witness the thought is to understand the beauty that is within. And the real gift of that sentence is that word understand, because to understand it means that your left brain has relaxed and your divine mastery presence has become the integrated experience of all that you are. How exciting.
Exciting, and how human. We dance with our brains and our perceptions. And when we first begin the journey of awakening, whatever thoughts are in our head, we take them as gospel. This is what,
and that's the intention of the brain, is for us to do that, right? And we're going to talk about that too.
And as we begin to cultivate the witnesser, as we begin to cultivate the ascended heart and bring that love and acceptance and peace energy forward,
right,
we then are not reacting to reactions. We then are present to the experiences. And through that, we grow into the recognition of the beauty of all that is.
So breathe that in, because that's a freedom in and of itself. So let's continue. And we're going to put that PDF right back up right now. And remember that when the experience of that superior thought arises, you're ready to catapult beyond this world. That's that jump, right? And so Sri, let's talk about, because we enter that cosmic ocean.
The cosmic ocean of pure thought is outside the realms of cerebral thought.
So let's breathe that in. Sri was just talking about that earlier. Okay.
I want to say it again.
Do.
The cosmic ocean of pure thought is outside the realms of cerebral thought. It is a thought of upliftment that forms an ocean of divine connection as the sea of neutrality, calling forward the true beauty that is ever present to nourish you.
So let's breathe that in. It is a thought of upliftment that forms an ocean of divine connection. How you sustain the presence, and especially as we move from that compassion that holds us in our fifth dimensional witnesser, that through non-judgment lifts us into the witnessing of the seventh dimension, where through the release of the essence of the me, we lift into being the witness again in our ninth dimensional benevolence. And what they're saying here is that every time we hold those thoughts of upliftment, every time we hold that, we mentioned earlier tonight, this moment right now, especially 2022, this is the moment where in this potentiality, it's about grabbing each other's hands, holding on, standing in a circle, and being so grateful, happy, and sustained by everything our circle is creating, that we cannot be affected by that which is trying to make us turn around and say no. That's how we hold open that cosmic ocean, because it's outside the realms of cerebral thought that get caught in that downward spiral of needing to have anger and polarity and justification and yeses and nos. The sea of neutrality is active because it takes your divine mastery presence fully engaged in a body of form to do this. And then it becomes your sustenance. It is the nourishment.
To witness yourself connecting with the divine, to have these superior thoughts, as we would refer to them, is a giggle in some regards, because the earthly witnesser is going, wow, there it is.
There it is.
There it is, the beauty. There is a thought that does not have to bounce around in reactivity or positionality. It is a thought of divine love and beauty that just goes right through the planetary thought body and connects to the cosmic ocean.
So this is so important. We put it all in bold, italic, purple. So Sri, let's read it. The greater the consciousness you carry through sending thoughts to the cosmic ocean, the thoughts of planetary dissidence will no longer invade your divine mastery presence. Again, steadfast commitment, focused awareness, complete trust.
The planetary cosmic connection is powerful as you reclaim your divine mastery presence through the conscious release of hiding in the woods.
Now, to consciously release hiding in the woods means you have given yourself the gift of knowing you are and being okay with that, because you're releasing that through the claiming of your mastery presence.
As you free yourself to be thoughtless and consciously engage the cosmic ocean through the sea of neutrality, you effortlessly leave the woods.
It's nothing you need to think about, plan, do, or prepare for. It simply is, because you are.
And until that moment, within the woods, it is indeed beautiful, is it not?
Oh, yeah.
It can be quite lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Allow that to be.
Absolutely. Sometimes we're refreshed by walking through the maze of the woods, because it helps us walk through the labyrinth of that which is part of the potentiality. It's how we walk through. And so I really giggle that they talk about how we've arrived at this moment of this divine mastery presence virus. And it is not lost on us, as I'm sure it's not lost on you, that we are in the age of COVID as this is being released. And so we're not going to offer any interpretation of where we think any of that may go, and invite you to rely on your higher wisdom as we go through this.
So the day has arrived and you have found a path to the edge of the forest.
Yay!
This is a great gift. And you can always camp along the way.
Meaning, just because you found the pathway doesn't mean you have to race to get out. You know the way. It's your journey. It's your journey.
And then when you are ready, this gift of beauty propels you out of the woods. There is no longer anything to hide.
And that's when you know you're ready, is when there is no longer anything to hide and you are so excited to serve. It's a propulsion. It's an energy that pulls you so succinctly and so definitely that you cannot resist it, because you know it's true. You know it's real.
And when you arise, do so as a lion. Come forward as a prepared lion, because you know there are 3 potentialities of energy waiting.
So you already know this, right? Remember, the lion comes out knowing.
1, the energy of the embrace.
Right.
2, the energy of the hunter.
Ooh.
And 3, the energy of the one who is afraid.
Now, this is important, because as they're saying right here, you can't avoid this. All of them are going to greet you. All of them are going to greet you. And what's so fascinating is that they say, now also remember this, not only are all of those going to greet you, those are sitting in the woods as well. They're saying this just isn't even, those 3 potentialities exist both in the woods and out of the woods. It's the you that greets them that has shifted. And so, as they say right here, if you're greeted in the woods with these energies, then you're greeting each other at a consciousness experience that has not yet mastered beauty, meaning you're meeting at a level of consciousness that is attached to the density experience.
And so the weaving of fear in that experience creates positionalities and groupings and judgments and the dance of density.
Exactly. And as they're saying here, look, remember, most of your planet is in the woods. And some are closer to the edge than others, but there are some very big cats in the woods right now, and that's a good thing. So this, bring your hands to your heart while Shri shares, because this is a really important discernment.
How and when you are greeted, and the opportunity to be a lion in the greeting is the gift of divine mastery presence that restores through the recognition that you are now connecting with a cosmic consciousness that frees the cerebrum from the doldrums of density.
Now, Shri, a lot of you may already or may not know that my husband single-handed the Inside Passage. He's a prolific sailor, lived on his sailboat many years ago. Talk to us about the doldrums. What are the doldrums of density? Why would we want to be freed from that?
Well, there's a little bit of a play on words. The doldrums are actually that area out in the ocean near the equator where the trade winds in the northern hemisphere have their circular pattern. The trade winds in the southern hemisphere have their circular pattern. And when you get to the transition, there's not much wind at all. And sailors would refer to that as the doldrums. So the doldrums of density are just hanging out.
So as a sailor, when you arrive in the doldrums, what would you do?
You would be in a place of trust and patience, not trying to force things along as much as knowing that my pace is now different because I'm right at the edge of that prior experience. I'm right at the cusp of something new.
So it's as we face those doldrums to move into the acceptance of the pace that is before us. And as you give into that, through that acceptance, to notice all that you would have never noticed before. And that is one of the other really profound gifts of this moment as we return to the PDF. And as I say, read that again and understand it more. All right. So they're saying, remember that this divine mastery presence is really becoming like a rampant virus in our world right now, and that it's important to pay attention.
Because as you begin to witness within yourself the aroused heart, the awakening of seeing deeper, and the joy of simply being alive and present, then you've been infected with the mastery virus.
So we hope you get it.
So there's no vaccine.
You already have it.
It's going to be there, and it's going to be kind of working, going, let's keep going. Let's have this mastery experience. That's the virus.
All right, let's do it. So let's go back to that PDF. And they talk about, look, those three energies, they really want to give you this opportunity. Like they keep talking about it. So they say, when you decide, because it's always going to be your decision, what you need to know is that you're going to face them. They keep reminding us and saying, we just want you to get this. It's not like you didn't know. It's not like there was fine print anywhere. When you said yes, when you stepped into your divine mastery presence, you knew as the lion, this was going to happen. And they're saying, I love this, that you will face those who will run to you and say, let me hold you. Let me just gaze into your eyes and acknowledge you. And these are the ones you want to be with. Spend as much time as you can with those who would never have a reason to treat you otherwise, because you are safe to be that which you are. And then you will greet those who will look at you and say, ooh, I want to hunt you. And I wish for you to not even exist in form. And I think what's powerful here is what's in italics. In this worldly experience, an acceptable way to hunt is with words. And let's really breathe that in, because there are a lot of word hunters out there right now. And it's important to remember what they're saying, that words are very good at stopping you from being who you are, if you let them. Words only have the meaning you give them. And they are the tool of the hunter in a world of density who seeks to stop a lion who has found their power. Breathe that in. That's all they are. Words are meaningless unless they are trapped in the thought of density. And that, my angels, is self-inflicted.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take in a breath, because that's a big moment. That's a big moment, and it's part of your mastery.
And they're reminding us that every experience is part of your mastery as you breathe presence into it.
Exactly. And so they're saying, remember, there are also going to be those who will run away from you. And of course, it'll be your fault, right? And they're saying what's so important here is to remember that at the end of the day, they're afraid. They're saying no matter who runs, no matter why they're running, it doesn't matter. People, animals, anything that runs, all runs for one reason. They are afraid. And they're saying this is cellular.
Yes.
And so let's read that beautiful bold print there, Sri.
If you are an empowered being of light coming out of the woods in your power, and there are those around you who cannot experience that power, they will run away because they are afraid.
Remember that, because the lion does not chase.
The beauty in this gift is that your witnessing offers divine mastery presence, reassurance, with the energy propelled from your heart.
As you stay in the empowerment of your lion experience, as you do not waver or doubt that which you are, your very presence becomes reassuring for those around you.
And in that, you are in the extraordinary presence, the manifested abundance, and the divine understanding. Or you could choose to engage in the run, to chase the one who is afraid, and that will be exhausting.
It's a choice. In that moment, when a lion says, I will not chase, the empowerment ignites extraordinary presence, manifested abundance, and divine understanding. That is that ninth dimensional witness standing in the benevolent compassion of the sea of neutrality, actively holding and being that presence.
Beloved ones, this is very important to understand.
Yes.
To come out of the woods and see the beauty in all is a freedom that can only be called into you by you. Only you know.
Only you know. And this is really important, own that, to not be afraid of that. And so they're saying that the blessing of these three energies is actually true soul not running away. This becomes soul nourishment.
Absolutely.
I love it.
So when you remember the beauty in all experiences, you find that beauty exists in the endless, divine, pristine lake that is within your heart. When you dive into this endless ocean, often and regularly, you no longer succumb to the experience of being tired, overwhelmed, depressed, scared, or worried. Fully embodying the law of instantaneous manifestation, you fully release the experience of the lack of affluence.
Now, I want you to really breathe this in, because the next few pages here, they get very strong. Read your PDF. You really I print this one, get a highlighter, do it tactily, really bring it in. But you really want to pay attention to what they're experiencing here. Is what they're saying is, look, the minute you give this gift to yourself, you become a magnet, because the divine master can only be in the affluence of the expanding presence of abundance as long as it's in the service to all. And the validation that it's in the service to all is the ever expanding abundance. You are the miracle. You are the expansion. And it's just such a beautiful gift. So let's go back, because we're getting close to culminating, and yet there's so much here. And so they're saying, look, so pay attention, right? How do you nourish your bodies? And they're saying that, look, there's already a lot of books that have talked about how the Essene were nourishing, but what they're asking is, how do you nourish? So here's some questions. Here's some sharing.
Let's take a breath and be present.
Yeah.
Do you eat fear, or do you eat light?
Really just breathe in how you receive that.
Do you eat love, or do you eat death? Do you drink water that is pure, crystalline, and clear? Or do you drink bubbles that irritate your stomach? Choices, beloved ones.
Choices. You are the commander. So start with these choices. And then I love this. They're going to teach this fabulous gift right now. And I really love this one. So you maybe just want to hear this or practice it as Sri reads it so you can learn this, because we've been doing this now for a while and it's really quite extraordinary, many years.
So start with these choices. Gaze at your food, lift it in the hand, hold it as a baby and say, look how beautiful you are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for offering me this gift in this moment now. Then slowly ingest this blessing with peace, love, joy, and patience. You have teeth for one reason: to liquefy food. You are predominantly water. If you do not liquefy food, you are putting hard matter into a water substance. Like a rock thrown into a pond, it is heavy and sinks.
Just breathe that in.
As you choose your as you chew food, with each bite, say, thank you, I love you. Chew. Thank you. Chew. I love you. Chew. Thank you. Chew. I love you. Chew. Thank you. Chew. I love you. Chew until all that is left is water. And then the water can lovingly assimilate into a body without any discomfort.
Really breathe that in. Give yourself this gift.
If nourishment brings your body discomfort, there is not enough love in the nourishment. It is that simple. Thank you. I love you. Thank you.
I love you. And I love this next example about stop eating in the car and stop eating fast food. And we'll let you read that, because what they're saying is, look, rather than eating when you drive or distracting yourself, how about trying this on instead?
You know, the one thing I want to add right here,
please,
is the thank you, I love you is a mantra of wholesomeness, a mantra of mastery. When we take what we're going to nourish our bodies with, regardless of the energy of the one who prepared it, although that does influence, to be able to gaze at it and to say, thank you, I love you, you are immediately beginning the transmutation and the alignment that whatever this substance is can come in and harmonize with your sacred vessel.
Breathe that in.
I love you. Wow. With every bite, thank you, I love you. To chew, thank you. To hold, I love you, as you are liquefying that which is offered to your body is a sacred practice, is it not? And a beautiful one indeed.
Thank you. I love you. Let's go back to that PDF. And here we are. All right. So remember that rather than chew and drive or distract yourself, if you need to do other things, why not move your mouth in sacred mantra? Sing the beautiful music, uplift your heart and your soul and rejuvenate. Drink water. And then you arrive at your destination uplifted, feeling light and refreshed. Your energy field delightful, and that beautiful, pristine lake in your heart overflowing with extraordinary energy. So I love that invitation.
Yes. You know, we invite you to consider this. Your world moves faster now. The body seeks stillness in a fast world.
Yes.
Eating fast deprograms your bliss.
So consider that. Eating fast, meaning everything that comes with eating fast, deprograms your bliss. That's process, that's chemicals, that's not paying attention. There's certainly no thank you, I love you in eating fast.
Beloved ones, beauty begins when you honor the vessel you brought forward to sustain your divine mastery presence expression on this planet.
And they talk about love your body, keep it clean, because it's more than just about washing. This is about the inside, how you nourish all that you are affects your joy. And so they're saying, pay attention. The lion has long, silky, beautiful hair, clear eyes and muscles and strong bones and harmonized cells. And so it's your time to have your heart pump and to say,
I am here. I am ready. No thing can interfere with my divine mastery presence. I meet your divine mastery presence with my divine mastery presence in beauty, harmony, synergy, and understanding. May you ingest this book slowly, drink the water of life often, and know the beauty is you. It is you. It is in your heart. It is always in your heart. If the mind seeks to rob you of that great gift, smile as you meet one of the energies along the road, whether in the forest or in the clear view of the meadow. Offer loving reassurance. Any who greet you in fear simply want reassurance. It is only the fear that acts out.
That's all. In
your mastery, in your divine mastery presence, you will get to practice this often.
Oh, yes, we can affirm that. You will. And so you're going to want to really, these last 4 paragraphs here are really potent. They're really a declaration and affirmation. And the question that's here that had come in from the audience was very much from a woman who's dealing with some very strong teenagers and how to navigate that. And I want to just read this right here because I think just this one little piece is important. And you'll want, those of you at the PDF, you really want to read this. It's important. However, remember this, your children will not respond to your words. They will only respond to your consistent action. When you hide, you teach them to hide. When you are afraid, you teach them to be afraid. And they talk here about genetics and lineage holders and what it takes, and that it's important to remember that when you stand in the presence of those who have been out of balance, they will act out. And to remember that for you, it is a moment of great freedom because you are aware. And this is important. And so what we want to share is right here, because there it is.
Welcome out of the woods. Enjoy the sunlight.
Yes.
Remember, 3 energies will greet you. Send them all reassurance. We are complete. Beloved ones, welcome out of the woods. We love you dearly. It is a very powerful time in your world. We celebrate your presence on this planet now. You chose this planet, and this planet simultaneously chose you.
Yes.
Many blessings.
Beloved angels, miracles are your birthright. And as the lion who is ready and saying yes to coming out of the woods, the divine mastery presence activation of your sacred sequence of incarnation has come forward in this potentiality right now because it matters. You matter. Your very life is service in action, and you have a choice. This is the moment. You are the general, and we love you with all of our heart. And we know that you are ready. For those of you that are saying yes to the Divine Mastery Presence journey, we look forward to being with you tomorrow night to continue this. And we always look forward to being with all of you every Monday night. And we do want to remind you, make sure you subscribe right at Official Sri and Kira YouTube and also over at Oneness Talk Radio YouTube, because there is so much joy and so much more coming, because we are standing in our Divine Mastery Presence. We are holding your hand as you are holding ours. And our focus is right there in the center of this circle. We're glad you're with us.
So, beloved ones, let's take a conscious breath in.
Yeah.